My name is Victoria Wolcott. I have a BA from the University of Toronto in Archaeology and Near Eastern Studies, and I wrote a book about growing up with dyslexia. Having dyslexia gives you a perspective and an understanding that people who do not have dyslexia don't have, and that they don't see the world from this same lens. It really is an advantage in an unusual way. It's inconvenient. You can't spell as well. You can't learn to read as quickly. You can't do these things. I guess what I would say is that dyslexia is an inconvenience, but at the same time, an adventure.
Oddly enough, it was communication back from the school, and we actually thought, oh, they must be talking about some other Victoria, because this can't be our little girl, because she doesn't act up. She doesn't behave badly.
I feel like I can talk my way out of these situations. I don't feel like an idiot, but all the evidence is kind of supporting the fact that I am. I guess I'll just grin and bear it. And you try to find ways to make yourself different and not be defined by your weakness. So, hello class clown, and hello acting out. I personally found that was how that was for me, that any behavioral problems were just an attempt to distract from the realities of who I am and what was happening to me. I became terrified of, and what frightened me was disappointing my family. I remember once Victoria and I were sitting watching TV, and the phone rang, and it was beside Victoria, so she answered it. And she talked for a second or two and hung up, and I was, oh, what was that? She said, oh, it was the principal of the school. He wants me to address the new students tomorrow in the auditorium. And I was like, what, are you going to prepare? What are you going to do? And she said, I'll wing it. That ability to communicate verbally disguises my complete inability to operate the written language. And this would cause teachers to think, oh, she's so lazy. Because if she can talk her way out of having to hand in her homework, but why don't you just do it? And so it would be all these teachers sort of going, the amount of time you're investing into giving me these excuses and into talking to me until I'm so frustrated with you that I just want you to leave. You could have done this homework 20 times. It would be done. Why aren't you doing that? And I do think that the assumptions that teachers made weren't ever out of a place of malice. Like, they were always just out of a place of sheer frustration. And I think that happens to a lot of kids who have learning disabilities.
So like the speaking in public and just having limitless sentences has never been a problem for her. So she always did have that to fall back on. My advice to other parents that, if they suspect that their child has dyslexia, is don't waste any time, because the child is having a really hard time. Get on this right away, get an assessment, and it will turn the child's life around.
Every time I read, it got easier and better, and every story became more important, and I was there, and I was this new person. It was the most amazing thing that had ever happened. You need a tutor. You need to have a tutor who you see the same tutor consistently every week, and you need to have a teacher who understands what's going on with the student.
Reading and writing has to be the most important invention ever, and you can't possibly let dyslexia get in the way of being able to use this, the greatest invention of all time.